Hi, I'm Venus O'Hara and I make content about holistic self-love. Today I wanted to talk about dating and the 5 questions you should ask on a first date. These questions are not my questions, but on Saturday night I was out with some friends and one of them is a love coach and these are his questions. And he said that no one he goes on a date with actually passes the test. So this made us very, very intrigued to know what these questions are. So these are his questions. If you have any ideas about alternatives or if you have any opinions about these questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below so we can all learn. So, questions on the first date. Well, this is for someone who is looking for a serious relationship, and that's actually a very important point here. The first question is, what is love for you? How do you define love? And so this question is a kind of indicator of how someone sees love, if they have any wounds. They might talk about their past relationships as well. You might see if they are hopeful, if they are open to love, if they're afraid, if they have any resistance. This is a great way to actually see how open someone is to opening their heart, I guess. So that's his first question. I think that's kind of a good question actually to ask, and I think sometimes we can get involved with people we don't even know what that means, because love can mean so many things to different people. Yeah, there's all kinds of love as well. I mean, for me, I think there's a difference between being in love and just loving someone. I think the in love thing is like a chemical reaction happening inside you that someone else has provoked. And you kind of need that person to give you this high. It's like a drug. Love is a drug. But then the kind of loving someone is more of a selfless thing. It's like you want the best for that person, even if they choose not to be with you. So I think it's nice to have a bit of a mix there. And I think the in-love thing is kind of very romanticized by, songs and films. But really it's the other love, which is probably the better one, I think. What do you think about that? And the second question was what is infidelity to you? And also that question implies, have you ever been unfaithful, or has anyone ever been unfaithful to you? And he wants to know, for him to pass that question would be, it's terrible, I would never do it. That's kind of what he's looking to see. So this is a question that can raise a lot of topics such as, what type of relationship style do you want? Do you want to be monogamous? Do you believe in ethical non-monogamy? Has someone hurt you in the past with infidelity? Were you unfaithful? So there are many conversations here that allow you to get to know someone and what kind of relationship style they are looking for, what they've experienced, and their potential wounds in the past, and if they have trust issues. I know people who have been, have caught their partners being unfaithful to them, and then it really impacts their present relationship with someone who's really nice, and they just can't trust them because of something someone else has done to them, and that's a real pity sometimes. So yeah, that's an interesting question. But also I think we shouldn't judge people on what they did in the past. I mean, people evolve, we would hope so anyway. So if someone did something, let's say 5-10 years ago, or they just slept with someone else and just decided to end their relationship, should we be judging them? I don't think we should. I think we should always take people for who they are and where they are at today. That's my personal opinion. But it's good to kind of know what people's boundaries are. Where are the boundaries on this question? And also to know what their relationship style they're looking for, if they are monogamous or not, or if they feel trapped by that. Yeah, the third question was, let's talk about money. So money is a very important topic, I think, in relationships, especially if you want to, establish living with someone, marriage, etc. And even from dating, like who's paying for what. I think it's important to know what the expectations are and limitations. And I think having a similar view on money is important. For example, if you are if you're a real spender, you don't want to be with someone who's very frugal. You want to be able to have a balance ideally, but everyone has a different view on how they spend their money. And also if you're doing things 50-50, or if or if you're doing things in proportion to what you're earning, do you tell someone what you're earning? Do you have a shared bank account? All of these questions do are actually quite important, because it's true that many divorces, I mean, money can be such a big argument causer in more long-term relationships. And also sometimes in the dating phase, people don't like to see someone, you know, splitting the bill, and then you had this drink and and that can be a bit off-putting as well. But that's not a topic as well about, you know, who's paying for what in dating. That's a big topic as well, especially in the era of gender equality. That's a very, very hot topic, maybe for another video. And then the other question would be, talk to me about your family. And this is an interesting question, especially here in Spain, because the family is very important, and a lot of people live close to their families, and they have often they have, you know, Sunday dinners together. So the extended family is actually could be very much part of your relationship. And it's good to know if that's going to be the case or not, and what kind of expectations you would have as someone's partner in that dynamic. Yes, that's an important thing. And also what kind of family does someone want to create, if they want to create their own family. And also if there's been divorces in the family, how that's impacted you, and especially your view on relationships. This is a very, very interesting question, I think. And then the last question was, how long do you want your next relationship to last? And bearing in mind that this is someone who's looking for a long-term relationship, the right answer would be forever. But I do think that sometimes, I think for me, the right answer would be for as long as it makes us both happy. I think that's important, because you don't want to be just dragging it out forever just because it looks good. I think sometimes we overemphasize a relationship success being on how long it lasts. And if you're, you know, having a long, you know, relationship and it's unhappy, then what's the point of that? I think life is for enjoying and and sharing and enjoying for as long as things work. But obviously you don't just run away at the first sign of trouble. I think it's good to try and work things out, but sometimes it gets to a point where that's not possible anymore. Yeah, and you shouldn't be thinking about, oh, we have to last longer because it looks good. I think a lot of times that can be a very ego thing, to kind of look, you know, hold up appearances to people you don't even know, or even, you know. So I think definitely duration there's too much emphasis on that as being success. It reminds me of that episode of Black Mirror where people go on a date and they have this device that tells them how long their courtship or relationship is going to last. And in some cases it'll be a couple of weeks, sometimes it's a couple of years. And it really how knowing this piece of information can impact how you relate to the other person, and how you view the relationship, and how, when you think it's nearly over, how you stop making an effort and you just want to get out. Whereas there were some shorter ones that had an incredible, let's say ones that lasted, I don't know how, there was a couple who had a very brief encounter, but there was a lot of emotional compatibility and desire. And then they got back together and they decided not to do the device. And there's always that temptation, I want to find out. So I think it's best not to know and just enjoy every moment as it comes. So those are the 5 questions that my friend, who's a love coach, has established for a first date. What do you think about these questions? Are there any questions that you would add? And are there any questions that you would never ask on a first date? That's quite an interesting one as well. And I also want to tell you that I am giving away a free life upgrade meditation, which is 100 affirmations that represent 12 areas of the life wheel. And it's a 16-minute track with my soothing voice over some binaural beats. And I'm giving it away for my newsletter. So if you sign up for my newsletter, you get this free meditation. And yes, if you want to improve your life in the areas of love, money, work, health, fitness, and contribution to society, spirituality, personal development, etc. So very, very powerful affirmation. So check it out in the description below. And if you have any suggestions for new videos in the areas of holistic self-love, don't hesitate to contact me, venus@venussahara.org, or leave a comment, because I read and reply to all of the comments. And sorry for my delay in making this video, because I've been very busy writing my book. I'm still in pajamas, still haven't had a shower, but I'll do that now. And so I am very, very much in a kind of hermit state now, writing a lot, because my book has a deadline in about 6 weeks. So yeah, a lot of pressure on. But I'm still going to be making videos, and I am considering doing some lives as well, just to kind of really step out of my comfort zone and do something new, because I think it's important to do that in life. And that's it for today. So 5 questions for a first date. What questions do you ask? I would love to know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back very soon. Mwah.